Can anyone tell me which is the best hotel in the world?
Four Seasons.
Four Seasons in the world. Okay. Wrong. The best hotel, I mean, I'm talking about 10 years ago. It is the Dusit Thani Hotel in Thailand and the Oriental Hotel in Bangkok. These are the two hotels that won best hotel in the world. So, best airline in the world won many times the award. Singapore Airlines. Very good, very good. Emirates also won. Best business class in the world. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Correct. Mas was the one. Many years now, it has already come down. So, ladies, best bank in Malaysia.
Maybank.
Okay, you can name all the banks. The father of advertising, David Ogilvy, said, "Nobody cares whether you are the best in the world or best in the country. They only want to know what is good for them." Like me, if I have an ATM near my house and I can do my transaction during lunch hour, that is good enough for me. So that is a good enough bank for me. So you don't have to be the best in the world or best in the country. Okay, but the point I want to tell you here today is what I'm going to show you now is customer service principles used by the best, used by one of the hotels in the world, the Shangri-La Hotel that won #1 in the world, Shangri-La Hotel. They use these principles. I'm going to quickly share the share screen for you. Okay. What is a principle? A principle is something that has worked ever since. Okay. So before a customer comes and meets you, he wants you to acknowledge him. Okay. He wants you to make him feel good. He wants you to involve him. Okay. So I have used this training in many companies. I did this for Federal Hotel. I also did for 265 branches for CIMB many years ago. Same thing, this program was from a program by a company called Dimensional International. This is the same thing that has been used by this company. By the way, those of you who take this thing, I encourage you to take it so that one day you can become a trainer and you can train your staff in customer service. Okay. A lot of people call me for training to teach the staff on customer service. Okay. But the problem is language itself, they are very weak. So no point teaching about customer service at all. Okay. When the English itself is poor. So before a customer comes to see you, he expects you to acknowledge him. Okay. Now I want to stop the share. I want to see my face. Okay, so it is easier for me to show my eyes also. So the first thing is the customer expects you to acknowledge him. What do you mean? He expects you to look at his eyes. There are some people who cannot give eye contact for some psychological reason. I know my boss, one of my bosses, he'll look up, look down and say, "Logan, I want to talk to you about this particular project." He look at everywhere except me in my eye. Because when he was young, he stared at his father and his father gave him one slap. "Next time you don't ever stare at me." So it's a psychological problem. He can't look at people in the eye. So ants and ants, when they see each other, they touch and go. Human beings, when you see another human being, sometimes they look away. That's very bad. When you go to the kampong, the village, when a person comes in front and you're passing by, they look at the person until he's out of sight. Okay, that is the village habit. They like to see human beings. So first thing about acknowledging a customer is to actually look at their eyes. Okay, that is human contact. How long should you look? At least 2 seconds. Okay, 1, 2. That's it. Don't look at the person and burn the person to ashes. Okay, so customer expects you to acknowledge. If you're on the phone and the customer is standing right in front of you, at least say, look at him and nod your head so that the customer knows that you are acknowledging him. And then after acknowledging and all, they expect you to enhance their self-esteem. Okay, one of the best is to smile. Okay, if they are in a happy mood, you say, like in Malay, nampak ceria hari ni, you look very happy today, you're looking very fit today. Okay, if she's a pregnant woman, you can say, when am I going to become an uncle? Or ladies can say, when am I going to become an auntie? Okay, you can use such words. And if sometimes the customer comes and he has a baby, just like Rush is carrying a baby, praise the baby. Hey, the baby looks very cute. That means the owner of the baby is getting the compliment. So they feel very nice about their child also. So enhance their self-esteem. If they are looking sad, okay, don't say you're looking very happy today. Okay, so empathize. Now, Belinda mentioned about empathy. If a customer says that I just had an accident, it's going to cost me 3,000 ringgit to repair, the quickest way to empathize is to say this, I know how you feel, okay? Or even I have experienced a loss of 3,000, 4,000 or 5,000 in an accident. The moment you feel how they feel, then they know this person can empathize. So remember, when someone says something sad, the rule is empathize first. Okay. If you have a shouting customer, remember also a customer shouts not because he's angry at you, he's angry at the situation. He was so long on the queue. He's angry at the situation. So he says, I waited in the queue for half an hour. Then you can say, before you say, sorry, sir, we are short of staff, you must say, even I will get upset if I'm on the queue for half an hour. So just like Belinda said, so the technique is how to empathize. You must feel. So what's the difference between sympathy? Sympathy, you say, oh, I know how you feel. You know, a person may feel like vomiting. Oh, take it easy, then you say that is sympathy. If you want to empathize, you vomit with the person, then he can feel exactly how you feel. Okay, so that is the difference between sympathy and empathy. And the third one, the principle is involve me. Okay, if a customer comes into a shop, a lady comes into a shop to buy clothes, okay, I'm sure you don't like this, huh? The sales girl says, Mister, you want to buy office wear? This is the office wear, large, medium, small, 29.90. If you don't buy now, it'll be sold off within 1 week. Okay. Would you want to buy now? Definitely not. Okay. How do you handle this? Say, Miss, please come over here. This casual wear, this is office wear. Large, medium, small, red, green, blue, 29.90. Or 59.90, the latest price, please choose. If the customer cannot choose, you can say, I think red will look nice on you. So don't force it down the customer's throat. Always let the customer get involved. Okay? And if the customer still cannot decide and is still choosing, you have to go away. I'll be coming back in 5 minutes time. Please have your choice, have a look and come back to me. So customer service, first round, what are the personal needs of the customer? The principles are, he always expects you to greet him, okay, acknowledge him, okay. Simple eye contact is very, very important. It's paramount, eye contact. Okay? And then he expects you to make him feel good, okay. So it is to greet the person. And then the last one is involve him. Don't force it down the throat. Nobody likes them to be forced down the throat. Unless the customer cannot decide, then you can decide for him. Any questions so far? I just just the personal needs I have covered. Any questions? If there are no questions, I'll go to the second part. These are the practical needs of a customer, face-to-face or on the phone. So these principles can be used on face-to-face or even on the phone. You can even use these principles while you're writing email also. So the first one, you see greet, clarify, meet or exceed expectations. Last one is the confirm satisfaction. The last one is the most difficult one for Malaysians. Okay, so just remember there are 4 steps used universally in service, in customer service. Okay, I'll take out the screen. First one, greet. How do you greet a customer? Good morning, sir, and promptly. Don't wait for the customer to come inside after some time. By the way, good morning. It should be immediately on the spot. Look at the person, say good morning. What happens when you are the first person to greet instead of a customer greeting you? When you greet the customer gets energized. Okay. So let's take a simple example like McDonald's. You walk into McDonald's, they say, good morning, sir. Second one, what would you like to have today? Clarify, okay? They ask you whether you want spicy or normal. I'm talking about Kentucky, spicy or normal, clarify. And then meet or exceed. Meet means you give them what they want, that's it. Exceed means give something more. Okay, maybe an extra spoon or something. Last one is to ask, is there anything else? Okay, now McDonald's have gone one step further. They ask, would you like to have fries, sir? Just by asking one question, would you like to have fries, sir? The sales shot up for McDonald's all around the world. Just by asking one extra question, would you like to have fries, sir? Okay. So most Malaysians, they don't ask this question, is there anything else, sir? Why? They are scared if you ask, is there anything else, sir? The customer will give more work to you as a frontline person. Okay, but 90% of people, if you ask, is there anything else, 90% will say no. Okay. But don't ask this way. There's one girl who I did training in JB. She got into trouble. She said this, is there anything else? So the customer said, yes, but not here. Okay, so your body language also must be correct. You must ask, if if the girl asks, is there anything else, sir? And the customer says, I'd like to know whether you're free this evening. What do you say? Say, no, sir, I asked regarding customer service. Okay, that is how you treat the particular customer. So if you send the wrong signal, you get the wrong response. So again, the first one is to greet the customer. Good morning, sir. Look at the eyes. Don't be afraid to look at the eyes. I've tested quite a number of people. Some of them dare not give eye contact at all. Okay? Clarify. You must clarify a little bit more. What is it that you want? Or you say your order is this. Okay, you want it spicy or what? Okay, and then meet their needs. How do you exceed? Okay, how do you exceed? Now in banking, it is very structured. You cannot exceed more. Okay, if it comes with the checkbook and the checkbook cover is torn, you say, can I give you a new cover? Okay, you go to some restaurants. I know one Indian restaurant. They give you a warm glass of water as you come in. On top of that, they put one drop of lime juice. Just a little bit. It doesn't cost much. That is to exceed. In an old folks home, the nurse says, sir, I think since you are up and you can't sleep at this moment, I will mix you a glass of Milo. Okay, can they do? Will they do that in a Malaysian government hospital? No. You say, nurse, saya rasa nak mati. Matilah. Okay, so that is how they treat in the government hospitals. Okay, so in customer service, you either meet or you exceed your expectation. There are many ways to exceed the expectation. The last one is to ask, is there anything else, sir? Why must you ask, is there anything else, sir? The reason is you want to close the transaction. Okay? If you don't close the transaction, the customer thinks that you're waiting to get rid of him or her. Okay? So if you ask anything else and the customer says no, then you have closed the transaction. You got no complaints. Suppose the customer is in the queue and he wants to, in the bank queue, and he wants to ask whether tomorrow is a holiday, are you all open for Selangor or KL? He's not sure. So he's on the queue, he's coming, and he did the service, and then he asks, by the way, I want to know whether you all are working next week or not, because KL or Selangor, I don't know whether you are in Selangor or KL. Yes, sir, we are working. So we feel happy. If he doesn't ask, if you didn't ask, is there anything else, sir? If you didn't ask and the customer forgets to ask and he goes back home, I say, I should have asked whether they are working next week or not. Okay, but the staff was waiting to get rid of me. So that is why I'm very angry with this particular staff, just waiting to get rid of me. So when you do customer service, always ask this question, is there anything else, sir? Okay. Then you close the transaction. If the customer complains that the staff is just waiting to get rid of me, you can tell your boss, boss, I asked, is there anything else? And they say nothing else. So you have already concluded, so the boss also cannot scold you. So these are universal principles used all around the world, and companies that have won #1 in the world have used these particular principles. Okay? So now since I'm only on the green, I'm going to ask, where is it in Malaysia that you got the best customer service? Joshua, very good customer service you got, whether it's a char siu pao stall, whether it's a teh tarik stall, or is it your canteen in your university? Tell me.
I think it would be a burger mommy store near my place.
Okay, why? Why?
There was one time because he is order quite popular that you have to pre-book it at once. If you come and order on the spot, he will note it down, but he will recommend you call next time so you don't have to wait. So you don't have to wait so long.
Okay. So the service is very good and the food is also very tasty. Yeah? Okay. There are some places where the food is so good they don't give customer service. They don't even look at your eyes. Just like public bank, they're supposed to clear the customer within 2 minutes. So they don't even look at your eyes properly. They don't even say good morning. They clear you within 2 minutes. For them, that is their standard. So some people want it that way. They are rushing, they are double parked, they want to do one transaction and they come out. So they don't need customer service. But if the customer, the FLA can look at the eyes, even acknowledge, they feel good. Because we are human beings, you must look at the eyes. Okay, Ismail, any place where you got very good customer service?
I think Mama Shop is good customer service in terms of because they can remember what you order and they can deliver your order very quite fast.
Okay, speed in delivery, yeah. Okay, so Belinda, where did you get the best customer service? I still got 1 more minute.
Okay, I wouldn't say it's the best, but it left an impression in my heart because I was buying a perfume like recently in this place called Jo Malone. So I went in there, actually just on the pretext of just looking, but the customer service was so good. He let us try all the scent, recommended all the scent, even told us he can do engraving and gave us samples. It was so good that we ended up buying. And after we bought, he asked us to sit down. He served us really well. And when we were about to leave, he walked us out. He carried the bag and walked us out. That was amazing to me because he went above and beyond what he needed to do. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was great customer service.
Okay, so what Belinda said, the customer service provider involved you. Involved you. So that is the principle which she used. Now, when she said he walked you to the exit, now this is very important. You can go to one of your relatives' house, and then when you are going back, if they just stand up and then you go, they don't want you back again. If they walk you to the door, at least they want to see you again. If they come down to your car and open the door and sit you inside, still they want you to come back. And if you drive until your car disappears, in the end, they really want you to come back one day because they really love you for it. So likewise, in a building, okay, in telecoms building, every time I go there in the head office, they walk me right to the lift. You know why? I cannot go out without the card, so they have to walk me. But it looks like fantastic customer service. So ladies and gentlemen, I talked to you about two principles: what the customer needs before he comes to you, and when he comes, what are the 4 steps you must use. Greet the customer, clarify what he wants, meet or exceed his requirement. Last one is to ask, is there anything else? You can even ask your relatives, is there anything else I can do for you? Like in a funeral, everybody is running up and down. If you ask, is there anything I can do? It is very good principle asking, what can I do? So ladies and gentlemen, that comes to the end of my session on